Hey guys, how is it going today? Welcome to another good day. I want to chat with you guys about the Bible. What? The Bible? Yes, the Bible. Who wrote the Bible? That's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Who wrote the Bible? Who did? The really short answer is a bunch of old guys. Alright? That's who wrote the Bible. However, I want to get a little bit deeper into it. More a little bit into the nitty-gritty. And here is the thing. I really enjoy the historical fact of the Bible simply because it helps me live the Bible. So obviously there's a lot of speculation and doubt about the Bible, and a lot of people don't really believe in the Bible because they say yes, it was written by man, and men make mistakes, and they probably they had sex outside of marriage, and they cussed, and they probably got drunk every weekend just like we do nowadays. So what the heck, why follow the Bible, why listen to the Bible if it was written by men? Here is my counter argument to that. Yes, the Bible was written by men, mostly men, but there's a lot of other really cool things about those men. All of the men in the Bible started out as children at some point. Most of them were Jews, which means that they were born, if not believing in God, at least knowing who God is. With every account that we have in the Bible, there's a really cool story behind that. All of these guys, every man that wrote the Bible or that had a part in writing the Bible, they started out from a young age. We have David, we meet him as a young boy. We see Moses, we meet him when he's a baby. We have Jeremiah, who gets called when he is a boy, and he says, "My Lord, don't call me to be a prophet because I'm just a boy." We have the Virgin Mary, who historians speculate that she was about 14 years old when she got called into this great ministry, to give birth to Jesus. We meet Jesus, who was also a baby. We meet Paul. Whenever people are stoning, the apostle Stephen or the disciple Stephen, Paul is watching them, and the Bible describes him as a young man. We have Mark, who is very young as well. We have Jacob, we have Joseph, and you have every single other person that is in the Bible, that had a part in the Bible, that has a story in the Bible. They all started out as young men. Now note this, they didn't write their books when they were young. They wrote them when they were old. They wrote them whenever they were about to die. But that is the coolest thing about these men that wrote the Bible. These men, these everyday, non-special men. The fact is that they were called by God and they were launched into ministry. They were launched into a trip with God without knowing what the outcome was. It's really cool when you get to read a book and you know what the ending is. Or you watch a movie, boom, they summarize like the entire life of somebody in 2 hours. Boom, you're good to go. That's it, right? The movie Hacksaw Ridge. You get his whole story in less than 2 hours. You have the movie Chaplin, the entire saga of who Charlie Chaplin was in an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, You get everything in just 2 hours, that's it. Every once in a while you'll get books, such as The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, whichever, and you get the story and you see it from beginning and to end. When somebody is in the middle of their story, they have no idea what's next. When somebody is in the middle of a story, they have no idea what's going to happen to them. They don't know where to go. They can't see. The viewer has a very, very lucky eye, and they have a very, very lucky perspective. We, in a sense, are omnipresent, and we can see the beginning, we can see the end, and we know everything that happens in between, especially if you already have read the book before, or if you've watched the movie before, you know what the outcome is. So a lot of people, they look at the Bible and they say, yeah, I get it. I know how it starts and I know how it ends. Pfft. Yeah, no big deal, So, we started, and it was Adam and Eve, and then they sinned, and then, Jesus came in somewhere in the middle, and he died on the cross for our sins. Those people who have that kind of perspective about the Bible, they're missing the big picture of the Bible, They're looking at it as a book, They're looking at it as a book without significance, and they're not thinking about, the significance of each story within the Bible. The Bible is a collection of the lives of men who got trusted by God, even though they were incapable and even though there was nothing special about them. And they got launched into this ministry, they got launched into this adventure where they faced many, many dangers. And they faced many different things that they had no idea how to deal with. And the only thing that they could do was to trust in God. The only thing that they could do was to keep on moving forward in this adventure until the end of their lives. And it is not until the end of their lives that they realize how good God has been with them. And it is not until the end of their lives that they realize how close God has been to them. And it is not until the end of their lives that they are inspired to write about this. It is at the end in which they're able to see, wow, God has been good, and He has been good with me, and He has been with me. So I want to share that to other people. So they write a story. I've heard a lot of people say, at church, especially in churches, they say, the Bible is history. It's not history in a historical sense, but rather is His story, the story of Jesus. That's what they say. I've always thought it's way too corny. It doesn't complete what is actually happening with the Bible. To me, the meaning of the Bible is simply the collective stories of men who stuck through it. And they learn to trust in God, not at the beginning of their life, not in the middle of their life, but through their whole life until the end of it. And that is why you have the Hall of Faith, in the 11th chapter of the book of Hebrews. All these people who trusted God. And it's not that they are celebrated for like their heroic acts or all their life accomplishments, but rather they are celebrated because they have faith, because they stuck through their whole life with God. They learn to trust God. And I'm asking you right now, if you feel like you're in a place where you have no idea and you feel like God hasn't come through for you, and you feel like God isn't right there for you, and you feel like it's pointless to read the Bible because you're not getting any flavor out of it, and it's pointless to go to church because the preacher, you're sick and tired of him, and it really frankly isn't that fun anyway to go to church. It's not that it's about those things. It's about your relationship with God. And that is where faith comes into play. That is what faith is. Seeing things that aren't yet. It's like seeing the end of the story before you know what the story is going to end like. That's what the people in the Bible did. And that is what we, as Christ followers, are asked to do. If you yourself don't follow Jesus, I hope this video has brought just a little bit more clarity on all the many words, all the many stories, all the many chapters that are in the Bible. A lot of people are afraid of reading the Bible because they think, crap, there's just so much in there. I don't even know what to, where to start or how to start or where to go. I don't even know what to do with this. So yeah, here I am explaining, what the Bible is like to you. And in fact, I'm going to make a video about what steps to go about in order to read the Bible. So I'm going to get to that. So yeah, this is one of my biggest soapboxes. That is everything that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.